there, humans. Today I am going to talk about relaxation techniques. As a relaxation specialist, I often help people through moments of stress, dealing with their anxiety, not being able to sleep at night, or just not being able to slow down at the end of their day. And with my Trigger Point classes, that is a big component of being able to relax into the Trigger Point exercises. So there are a series of techniques that are simple, easy to use, and can be employed anywhere. So whether you're at home or driving, stuck in traffic, or sitting at a desk at work, or taking a moment hiding in the bathroom at work, whatever it is you're doing, you can use any of these to help you come out of a stress response and slow down your nervous system, relax, and then get on with your day. Because that is the reality of it, right? We need to be able to take a step back, slow down our nervous system, deal with what we're feeling, so that we can keep going. Because isn't it cooler to be able to get what you want to get done, to live the life that you want to live, to have the interactions that you want to have, even if you're dealing with anxiety, even if you'd rather not, even if you have a lot going on in your life. Because when we're well fed, when we've slept well, when everything is going perfectly, of course it's easy to have a great day at work, to engage in tough conversations with people that you love, to get everything squared away in your day, and also have the energy to work out and do your hobbies and have fun and all of that. But a lot of us don't always get enough sleep, don't eat all the things that we should, or eat enough in general, or stay hydrated, or whatever. And we have a lot going on. So anxiety is a big part of people's reality. So let's get into some techniques that you can use throughout your day to help calm your nervous system and come back to yourself. The first one I want to talk about is breath. Breath is what I use most often to calm myself down, to come back to the present moment, to get a little space between whatever's happening in the world and my reaction to whatever's happening in the world. Whether that is, someone laying on their horn at me in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and all of a sudden I feel tight about it, breathe, then you probably won't rear-end the person in front of you or flip someone the bird or whatever. So, breath work. I'm going to go through two different techniques that I like to use. One is box breath. Box breath is the one that I use most often. I teach it all the time in my classes. And it's a 4-part breath. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. That's it. You're trying to keep all 4 parts even. So let's set up a seat. You can be standing, you can be seated. Either way, try and have good posture about it. So I'm sitting in a chair right now. I'm going to put both of my feet on the ground. I'm going to rest my hands in my lap. If you're sitting in your car, well, hopefully you're not watching this video sitting in your car, but if you're listening to this video sitting in your car, you can still be holding the steering wheel. Just try and drop your shoulders out of your ears. Try and keep your elbows relaxed underneath the heads of your humerus, the heads of your shoulders. Shoulder blades can squeeze up onto your back. Spine is neutral, hips are neutral, neck is long. All of that is set up. And then obviously if you're driving or doing something where you need your eyes, keep looking. Your eyes don't have to be closed here. In shamatha meditation, in which I'm trained, the eyes are always kept open. But if it's more comfortable for you to close your eyes so you can sort of set your gaze internally on your breath, that's fine too. I'm going to keep my eyes open in this one and just rest my gaze out in front of me so that my eyes are relaxed, my eyebrows are relaxed, my eyeballs can settle back into the sockets. And then exhale all of your air. Inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, holding your breath. 2, 1, exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, feeling yourself empty. 2, 1, inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and keep that going. Again, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. I suggest staying here for at least a couple minutes. You can keep doing it as long as you want. There's nothing wrong with this breath. It's not going to hurt you. Your brain is going to really like it. But the trick to keeping it going, or it's not really a trick, but keeping it going for a long time, you're going to forget about it, right? Because the breath is boring. It is constant. It's happening all the time. It's going to happen even if you're not thinking about it. And most of us are pretty distracted. We have thoughts that pop into our head. Our brain are these big, sexy processing machines that are going to keep thinking all the time until you die. And that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're built to do. So whenever a thought pops into your head and you start chasing that rabbit down a path, it is a success when you notice. When you notice that that's happening, when you notice that you have stopped your breath practice and are off in space or off in the past, off in anxiety or depression or fantasy, the noticing is a success. There is no failure in repetition. That's something that I've been talking a lot about this week as people are doing goal setting for the New Year's and dealing with obstacles in their routine or in their motivation or whatever. Repetition, starting back again at the beginning, it's not a failure, it's a success because you are noticing. You are becoming aware of your mental state. You are becoming aware of your obstacles. You are becoming aware of what is getting in your way and starting again. And that is success. So hopefully you're still doing that box breath. Take just one more round, just like that. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And then you can come back to your natural breath. Take a few rounds of that, just noticing how it feels to come back to a natural breath. Once we start noticing the breath, it can be a little weird to come back to your natural breath. You feel like you need to control it. You're not sure what your natural breath actually feels like. So take a moment in that awkwardness, resetting, coming back to breathing, whatever is normal to you. And then we're going to come into another breath technique that I like to use. And this one is geared more towards lung expansion and towards rebalancing your oxygen, carbon dioxide levels in your blood. And your brain likes oxygen, your brain likes to get rid of carbon dioxide, your nervous system likes that, your body responds, and that can help you pull out of a stress response. So again, exhale all of your air. Inhale through your nose for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, retain your breath. 2, 1. More breath in. Really fill up and exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. 2, 1. More breath in. Really fill up. Make it a stretch. And exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time together. Inhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. More breath in. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it going on your own. So it's inhale for 6, pause for 4. More breath in until you can't take in any more breath. You feel your ribs expand, your belly expand, your back expand. Everything is getting bigger and filling up and stretching. And then exhale for 8. And the pause at the middle, it doesn't need to be counted. Really, none of it needs to be counted if that doesn't work for you. So it's inhale as much as you can, pause, more breath in, and then try and make your exhale as long and slow as possible. And that can be a sigh out of your mouth. That can be a hiss through your teeth, like that. To keep it really slow, hissing through your teeth can help you to practice elongating your exhale. And most of us don't continue doing the breath. Try and keep it going. Most of us don't breathe into our full lung capacity. We take shallow breath throughout the day. It is so far in the back of our mind, paying attention to our breath because we have so much out in front of us, so much to do, that we take these little soft baby breaths throughout the day, and the pockets of our lungs can actually get stuck and collapse and not expand at all. So we're using a small amount of our lung capacity and not getting as much oxygen as we could be. And that's a bummer. So when we breathe into our fullest, pause, and then take more breath in, we are working to expand those pockets, to expand our lung capacity, and thus get more oxygen in our system. And then once we exhale, we're pressing out all of the stale air, trying to get rid of all of the carbon dioxide in our system for a full reset. And again, our nervous system likes that, right? That is what our body wants. That is that's going to give us the most energy. That's going to make our brain feel the most relaxed. Because when we are in fight and flight response, we're doing the opposite. We're hyperventilating, right? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. When you're running away from a predator or trying to fight someone, you're not, slowing down your breath. You're hyperventilating. So doing the opposite of that intentionally will have the opposite effect. So rather than fight, flight, freeze, it's rest, digest, and it's a good way to relax. And both of these techniques can be done anywhere, right? You're not needing to make a big sound with these breaths. So if you're in an office or in a public space, no one's going to notice that you're doing it. Your breath practice is all your own. All right. The next technique that I want to talk about is a body scan. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to bring your attention all the way up your body, really slow, to check in for places of tension, places where you're holding on, places where you're lifting up a limb where you don't need to be, and using breath, allowing that to dissipate and releasing physical tension so that that isn't contributing to your stress response. So whether you're laying on the ground, sitting in a chair, standing, doesn't matter, you can do it. And you're going to start by bringing your attention to the soles of your feet. If you have the opportunity to close your eyes, please do. It does help. But if that's not possible for you, that's fine. Bring your attention to the soles of your feet. Notice the skin there. It might be resting in your shoes or resting in the ground. Feel any pressure there, any tension, and soften. Relax the bones of your feet, allowing them to separate, allowing your feet to take up space. Wiggle your toes and then let them come back to their natural curl. Smooth out the skin on the tops of your feet, all the way through the ankles, allowing the bones of the ankles to relax. Smooth out the skin up your shins, letting it soften. Allow your kneecaps to relax on top of your legs. And let your calves hang off the bone, so the The backs of your legs start to soften, the backs of your knees, your hamstrings can be long and loose. And let your quads hang heavy over the bone, relaxing the front of the thighs. Allow your thigh bones to soften their connection with the hip socket. So you can bring your attention to that crease in between the thigh and the pelvis, softening, loosening that connection, letting your legs hang off of your body. Relax your glutes, letting them soften into your chair, letting them hang if you're standing. Soften in your pelvis, allowing the two halves of your pelvis to open up. So our pelvis is, the bone is in two halves, and you can open the pelvis up, making the hip bones move away from each other, creating more space across the front of your body for you to breathe into. And do make sure that you are breathing, that you're taking long, slow breaths with intention. Feel your belly rise and fall. So the breath can go all the way into your belly. The belly button moves away from the spine and then floats back to the spine with every breath, keeping it soft and smooth. Relax your lower back. Feel your sacrum, the base of your spine, rest broad across your lower back, and then the whole spine will grow up out of the hips, one vertebrae stacking on top of the last, all the way up, laying like a strand of pearls. Relax your rib cage, relax your chest. Allow them to work with your lungs to rise and fall, expand and contract, delivering fresh oxygen into your system. Your shoulder blades can rest on your back ribs, creating an altar space for the heart. Smooth out the skin across your chest. Allow your collarbones to rest broad across its horizon. Relax your shoulders out of your ears, let them fall down towards the ground, resting with gravity. Let your arms hang. The elbows have a gentle bend. The fingers keep their natural curl. There's no strain in the hands and the wrists. And relax your neck. The back of your neck can lengthen, especially if you're sitting or standing. Get a little tuck in your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. Soften in the front of your neck in your SCMs. Then open and close your mouth to relax your jaw. It could be like a yawn or just an open and close of the mouth. Relax your jaw and then let your teeth remain unclenched. So the teeth won't touch back together. There can be a part in between the teeth to keep the jaw relaxed. Relax your tongue in your bottom palate. The tongue can rest down without pushing into the backs of your teeth. And allow your lips to part. So there's a little space in between the lips. Relax around the mouth, the corners of the mouth especially. You don't have to hold any expression in your face. Relax your cheeks. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Let your eyelids be at least a little bit heavy, if not fully closed. And feel your eyeballs rest back into your sockets. Smooth out your eyebrows, your forehead, letting that skin soften. And relax around your ears, your temples, and your scalp. Take a moment to feel your entire body relaxed in space. And you can do that as many times as you need to check in to make sure you're not holding tension where you don't need to be. And then another technique that is related to the body scan is touching in with your senses. So going through each of the senses and noticing what you can notice. It's as simple as that. I like to start with my vision, with seeing. So look around, notice where you are in space. Take notice of details, things that maybe you didn't see before. If you can look out a window, give your eyes a moment to rest out the window, to let your gaze wander. You can notice the colors of the wall, what objects are in the room or in the space that you're in. Notice textures, right? Are there any fabrics anywhere that you can notice? Are there any natural fibers or natural materials that you can notice. And see if there is something that you haven't seen before. So if you're in a familiar room, try and find something that you don't typically pay attention to. Another way to do this is to count things. Count the outlets that you can see, count the chairs that you can see, count the windows that you can see. Anything to realize where you are in space more fully with your vision. And then notice what you can hear. What sounds are there? Is there the ticking of a clock? Is your car making a specific sound? Is there music playing close or far away? Can you hear people talking? Can you hear traffic moving by? Can you hear the sounds of nature? Can you hear air conditioning clicking on and off? What is it that you can hear? Be specific. Are there any smells in the room or in the space that you're in? Can you notice if you're in a room with coworkers, is anyone wearing perfume? Does the room have an ambient smell? Can you smell any hair products that you have used? Can you smell anything that you have used on yourself and notice that? Can you notice the taste in your mouth? Pleasant or unpleasant, there's no reason to judge it. If you are somewhere where you have a cup of coffee or something you can sip on, maybe take a sip of it and really savor that sip. Savor a sip of cool water. Notice the feeling, the texture, the sensation in your mouth, and take a moment to appreciate that sense. And then feeling, touch. Notice the feeling of your clothes on your skin. Notice the feeling of the ground or whatever surface is beneath your feet. Can you notice the warmth of your own touch if you're holding your hands together, if your hands are resting on your lap? Notice that. If you are currently typing on a computer or doing something with your hands while you're doing this exercise, notice the tactile effect of whatever you are touching, whatever you're engaging with. And notice the temperature of the room around you. Again, if the air conditioning clicks on, maybe you can feel a breeze on your skin. Maybe you're outside and you feel the actual natural breeze. And if you have the opportunity to get really tactile, to touch something pleasant, maybe you have a fuzzy sweater on, you can take a moment to rub on that. If you're outside, maybe take a moment to touch the earth, to touch the grass, to touch a tree, something with a nice texture. And just notice how that feels. So we did touch, we did taste, we did hearing, we did smell, we did sight. Yes, we did all of them. So go through your senses, and you can do that more than once to just bring yourself more in tune with yourself existing in the space that you're existing in right now. So the fourth thing that I want to touch on is a gratitude practice. And that's a little bit of a yogi-ish way to say it, but another way to say it is what's good? What's good right now? A lot of times we can get caught up in stressful thoughts of everything that's going to shit in our lives, of how much work we need to do, about all of the constraints on our time, about all these have-tos and shoulds, and consciously bringing your brain out of that freak out, everything sucks mindset, and listing a few things, at least one thing that is good, can bring you out of a stress response. So start with a deep breath. Notice that you are in should, could, have to land in your brain, and decide to come out of that. And then what's good? Think of one person in your life that you enjoy spending time with. Think of one benefit to whatever it is you're doing right now. Maybe you're at work and you don't love your job, but is it bringing you an income that is helping to support the life that you want to live? We can get really caught up in disliking the activities that we have to do, but everything is a choice. And if you're choosing to do something, you have a reason to choose it, right? a job is an easy one. We might think, oh, I have to do this job, but there are lots of jobs out there that you could do instead. But maybe this job is in a time frame that works with your schedule. Maybe this job gives you the income to play or do the activities that you want to do. Maybe this income gives you the opportunity to provide for your family or to have the lifestyle or the house or whatever it is that you want. So think about your reasons for doing something and appreciate that you have the opportunity to do that, to get the things that you want. So good relationships that you have, people that you love, reasons why you're doing the things that you're doing, even if you don't necessarily like the thing, you like the reasons. Think about the last week of your life. What is a thing that you did that you enjoyed? What's a meal that you had that was delicious? Think about some time that you got to spend on yourself, even if that was just taking a shower, right? Spending 5 minutes in the shower can be the most pleasant part of your day because you get to be alone and hot water is generally nice. So that might be it for you, and that's enough. It doesn't have to be a long list of all of these amazing peak experiences. And if that is, great, then you have a lot to be grateful for. But you can keep it really simple. The last technique that I want to talk about today is mudras. Mudras are like yoga for your hands. They're similar to acupressure, an acupressure practice, because you're touching into points in your hands that have an effect in your body. But mudras are a little bit more than that. They are usually associated with a meditation or an idea or something else that is a little closer to a yogic practice than acupressure. So the first one that I want to go over is Shank Mudra or Shell Mudra. So you're going to give a thumbs up with your non-dominant hand, and hold on to it with your dominant hand, giving another thumbs up, supercharging your thumbs up. Then take your middle finger on the bottom hand. So you're going to open that bottom hand, move the middle finger on the bottom hand up to the thumb. And then that gesture will look something like a shell. You can hold that in front of your chest or rest it down in your lap. I personally like to hold it up in my chest. Keep your shoulders, elbows relaxed. And this mudra is associated with the throat chakra. If chakras make you want to run away or stop listening, it is associated with your both internal and external speaking function. So not just your ability to communicate outwardly, to speak your truth, to communicate with people that you love, with coworkers, with employees, but to keep your internal self-talk kind and honest and not diving into criticism or judgment or straight up lying. So holding this mudra, you're obviously holding onto your thumb. Anytime that you're squeezing one of your fingers, it can be a really calming, or can have a really calming effect in the body. Every finger has pressure points in it, and they're all going to help you to anchor your attention. So this is just another one with the added benefit of the rest of the gesture. So I have always had a hard time with public speaking. I'm not super talkative or eager to stand up in front of people and share my thoughts and opinions. This has always been a struggle for me. And anything that I can use to help smooth out my speech, to get the nervous quivers out of my voice, to get the tightness out of my throat, that makes me feel more relaxed. And I find this mudra to be really helpful with that. Holding this mudra also can help with chest congestion, throat congestion, anything that ails your throat and neck area. So as you're holding this, I find it helpful to hum. If you're not into chanting mudras, chanting Om, anything like that, that's fine. But whenever we can get vibration in our throat, it helps to loosen up that area in our body. So if you are having trouble getting your point across, getting your truth out, if you have been avoiding a conversation with someone, take this mudra, at least take some deep breaths, maybe give yourself a moment in private to hum a little bit before you go into it. The other mudra I want to share is called Prithvi mudra, and it is an earth mudra associated with the earth element, and the element of earth is associated with our root chakra. Again, if chakras aren't really your thing, a little woo-woo for you, it's associated with the area at the base of your spine and our ability to feel grounded and held and have all of our basic needs met. So the mudra is very simple. You're just going to touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your ring finger, and then the rest of the fingers can relax out. You don't have to keep them super rigid. You can let them relax, and then you can rest that in your lap or on your legs or on a table in front of you, however you're most comfortable. And this mudra, being related to the element of earth, is a good one to take if you are feeling ungrounded, if you are having a hard time starting a project because you're feeling really scattered, because you're not feeling nourished or taken care of. You're having a lot of stress about your basic needs. So food, water, community, or food, water, shelter, community, medicine. Those are our basic needs as human beings. And it's stressful when they're not being met, when you don't know if you can afford your next meal, if you don't have a place to call home, if you are in the middle of moving or have been couch surfing or bouncing around, being nomadic for a while. It can feel ungrounding and stressful. If you have moved somewhere new and don't have community yet, or moved away from your family or separated from your partner, these are all times when we feel ungrounded because we don't have what we need as human beings to then start to deal with gaining wisdom and starting bigger projects and sort of moving up the line into bigger pursuits than just having our basic needs met. So when you take this mudra, notice the tips of your fingers touching together. Notice that sensation that it creates in your hands. And I'm going to offer a meditation and breath practice to go with this mudra to close these five relaxation techniques. So if you're sitting in a chair, make sure that your feet are fully grounded. You can also lay down, but try and feel a connection to the ground beneath you, however you're situated. And we're going to add box breath back in to this meditation. So exhale all of your air. Inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, feeling full. 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, being empty. 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and keep that going. With your inhale, visualize energy from the earth moving up through the soles of your feet, drawing up your legs, through your pelvis, up your spine, up your neck, up your arms, into your head. And as you exhale, watch that energy move back down, acting like a sieve, catching any stagnant energy, any unhelpful thoughts, any lines of tension, and sweeping it all the way back down the spine, down the legs, and out through the soles of the feet, back into the earth where it can be recycled and turned into something new. Again, as you inhale, watch energy suck up through the soles of your feet from the earth, and you can visualize it as a light. If you're not feeling creative on color, imagine it as a golden light moving up through your legs, filling your hips, filling your belly, filling your chest, filling your arms, your neck, your head. And as you exhale, that light washes back down your body, washing out anything that's not serving you, anything that is stagnant within you, moving it down and out through the soles of your feet, making room for something new. Last time together, watch that light move up your body, filling you with earth energy, filling you with grounding energy, with stable energy. Feeling it move up your body, up your spine, all the way into your head. You're completely filled with light. As you exhale, washes back down, picking up anything in your body that isn't serving you, anything that is stuck or stagnant, anything that is tense or gripping, moving it all the way down through the legs, out through the soles of the feet. And you can keep going with that breath, keep going with that visualization, allowing it to wash away any last remnants of tension, anything in your mind that is occupying you that you really don't want to be there. And when you're ready, you can come back to your natural breath, release your mudra, wiggle out your fingers, and take a moment to notice how you feel. I'll put together another video on mudras that go through all of my favorite ones, the ones that I use at different times. But those are two that I like to go to, especially when I'm feeling stressed, especially when I need to balance my mind and my nervous system, and I need just a go-to. So thank you for watching. Thank you for working on your mind, for working on your stress and anxiety. That will affect not just you, but the people that you interact with in your community. So it is a very personal way to make a broader effect. And until next time, I hope you can let something go.